taxi. Anyway, I'm about to board, so I'm tired already. But anyway, I'm about to board, so quick wristwatch check. Doing a Schwarzkopf. Got my Rise Man for the altimeter, and of course, subby. Okay, hi guys, and welcome to the show. And you join me in sunny England. Actually, it hasn't been too nice recently, but I seem to have brought the sunny weather with me. It's absolutely gorgeous day today. And last night I was, of course, up at 2 in the morning, completely jet lagged. Always happens every time. Also, the shock of the silence of the countryside here. We are in beautiful rural Norfolk, in the east of England, and at night it's deadly quiet. It's so quiet that you can hear the pinging, this kind of pinging sound in your ears. You can even hear your own heartbeat. It's quite astounding. And after being for the last year in New York quite solidly because of work and all the rest of it, it's quite a shock. It always is the shock, the first night you're back here. But anyway, I'm so glad to be back. I had to take a day off. Please forgive me, there wasn't a video yesterday. I had to take a day off. I haven't actually taken a day off since I was in hospital, and that partly delayed revisiting my home here in the United Kingdom. Another reason why I was up at 2 a.m. was also my sheer excitement of my Navitimer, which in a moment we'll take a look at. And I've got to say, I'm really over the moon with it. It has been a long-term goal for me, on and off. I would say the last decade, really. I mean, I go through phases of wanting it, and then I think no, and then but this time I pulled the trigger, and I've got to say I'm really over the moon with it. So anyway, before we commence with the rest of the video. Oh, I haven't even done wristwatch check. Please forgive me. I'm wearing the Glycine. I gotta say, I'm in love with this watch. It's so thin, it's so comfortable, practical, easy to read. Last night when I woke up, I knew it was 2 in the morning because I glanced over at my Glycine, and the numerals were all loomed up beautifully. And I'm gonna do a full review. In fact, I'm probably gonna do it sooner rather than later, because I've already kind of got an idea, a sense of this watch. It's unbelievable quality, and I'm strongly considering either buying this one or the GoldenEye. I quite like the GoldenEye version, but the only thing that's putting me off about that is it hasn't got the numerals that this one has, which I really do like. But anyway, we will get back to the Glycine in due time. Today it's about the Navitimer. So without further ado, let's switch perspective now and have a closer look at my new Breitling Navitimer. Now, I've already done the unboxing, but I thought I'd just kind of go through the kind of stuff you get. Now, it is from Watchfinders, and you get a booklet with a lovely Patek Philippe on the cover, and inside is all your details. I won't show you my receipt, but just a kind of introduction to Watchfinders. This is my third purchase from them, and they are absolutely my recommended go-to place in the United Kingdom. Lovely people to deal with. They gave me a nice discount because I'm a returning customer, and you get a 12-month warranty, and they are very capable at repairing and looking after you, and I trust them completely, and like I said, I completely recommend them. So I thought I would just have an overview of the box. The Breitling boxes are quite impressive. So you get this beautiful, huge, heavy box with propellers on it, of course, and a very impressive inner box. Now this thing weighs an absolute ton, with beautifully done logo. The watch would sit in here. You get a little travel case. The watch is actually in the travel case. But apart from the nice heavy duty outer box, you also get inside here, you get all these extra little goodies. I just love the use of black and yellow, it's so cool. I just want to share it with you guys. You get a certificate, and this certifies that it is being certified a chronometer, which is pretty cool. You get a little conversion chart here to help you use the scales, all different kind of calculations, which is really cool. Then you, of course, you get the international warranty, which is now over now because the watch is a little older. And of course the actual Navitimer manuals. So I just thought I'd share that, show you what you get with a real Breitling Navitimer. With the box all comes in a nice Watchfinder travel bag, which is pretty cool, nice touch, just to keep it all neat so when you store it away. But anyway, let's get on and look at the watch itself. So as I said, it comes in this really snazzy little travel case, which I think is how I'm going to take it back. Signed zip as well. Let's open it up. Oh, and you also get another Breitling cleaning cloth. And here's the beauty itself. There we are. Just look at that blue. Absolutely stunning. And I got it on the leather band, which comes with this cool buckle. Undoes very easily, which is really cool. You just slide it here to fit it how you wish. I haven't had this buckle before in a Breitling. My last Breitling had, you know, a traditional kind of tongue and buckle type deployment, not this quite snazzy. And I love, it's got a signed buckle as well, which is really cool. Breitling really do polishing so well. And as you can see, it's in really good condition. A few little nicks, but honestly I don't mind. Look at the back. Absolutely stunning. With that beautiful Breitling logo. But the main attraction has got to be that dial. Look at the way that sunburst just plays with the light. I went for the blue. It is my favorite color, and I said I went for a different color, and what I meant was I haven't got any blue dials with white subdials before. In fact, I don't have any watches with white subdials, so this kind of is a new color because it is quite a lot of white. I'm not a big fan of white. If we just put it next to the glycine, it's not that big. It really isn't. So for me, I can pull off the glycine quite easily. But let's have a look. Let's have a quick wrist shot. So there it is on my wrist. It is a bigger watch, but at 41mm. You know, an aviation watch is supposed to be a little bigger. It's supposed to be easy to see for pilots. For me, it's absolutely perfect. Really chuffed to bits with this. Obviously not as thin as the glycine. Sits a little bit higher, obviously, but it's got that Valjoux, I forget the reference, but I'm going to do a full review very soon. So there we are, there's a close-up of the dial. Beautiful dial, absolutely stunning. Such a different blue from the Squire blue, and again different from the Seamaster blue, and yeah, you can never have enough shades of blue, I guess. Let's just engage the chronograph real quick. Off it goes. So we got seconds, and then we got hours and minutes here on the chronograph. Just beautiful. I love that sweeping, that little touch of red on the arrow, that counterweight, that Breitling counterweight. I have missed having a Breitling in my collection, I gotta say. Let's just stop it and reset it real quick. Boom, there we go. So guys, what do you think? Is it the one you thought I was going to get? Probably is. I'm fairly predictable. It's a safe choice. I've got to say, I really like the leather band. My only critique at the moment this is 22, which I would have preferred it 20. I don't like thick bands. It does taper, but I think 22 is a little over the top. I think it should. But then again, it doesn't look too big. Such a lovely big dial. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna give it a week or two, and then I'll do the full review. But yeah, I have a Breitling in the collection. I'll just do a quick size comparison. Have a look at it compared to the 39mm Speedy. It's quite a bit bigger. Yeah, definitely going to duel these two. The most iconic two chronographs go head to head. I think that's going to be an interesting show. Okay, guys, let's take it back to not the studio, but let's take it back to the sitting room. Okay, welcome back, guys. Now, as you can see, it's absolutely gorgeous. I hope you'll agree with me. In the end, I had to go with the Navitimer. I just think it's a more classic choice, and I've always wanted one. I've got to admit, and you know, I think at the end of the day, if I hadn't have gone for it, I would have probably just settled on some kind of surrogate, and I wouldn't get that true fulfillment. I was slightly dubious about the size. I was worried it's going to be too big, but actually it makes sense, the size. You know, it's not the big one, you know, the 46mm big one. I think at this size for an aviation watch, it's got to be a little bit bigger for an aviation watch, but at 41mm, it's absolutely perfect. And just the way that dial plays with the light as you move it, it's just pure class. I mean, I'm over the moon with it. I'm absolutely over the moon with it. I couldn't have asked for more. It wasn't an easy thing. I had to sacrifice some watches because I wanted to get this from Watchfinders. Otherwise, I'm in danger of my collection just growing far too large. Also, money-wise, I would have had to delay this until possibly, you know, spring next year. Life is so short. I wanted a Navitimer by Christmas, and that was my goal. So I'm really happy about this. Anyway, on a completely different note, one of my things that I absolutely love about coming back to the United Kingdom is I go and I buy all the papers, all the big papers, and I just like to catch up with the you know, the old Fleet Street. Well, it's not Fleet Street anymore, but the old newspapers, because it's another thing that that the United Kingdom really kind of pioneered in journalism, that tradition. And quite interestingly, and it's just something I always like to do, you know, it's not quite cold enough yet, but behind the camera there's a fireplace, and reading the papers in front of the fireplace, listening to some beautiful classical music with a nice timepiece on, with a little glass of sherry, is probably one of my favourite things I like to do in the wintertime. Just nothing beats it. And quite interestingly, this is the Telegraph from a couple of days ago when I was at the airport, and on page 2, let me just fold this, there we go. On page 2 they have quite a tastefully done chronograph, and on the other side they have, sorry about the quality of the paper, they have the Tag Heuer Aquaracer, and it's really nice. You know, if the quality of this is anything like my GMT, you know, I wouldn't mind getting one of these in to have a closer look. It's really quite nice. It's very tastefully done. You know, it's modern. It's not garish. And if the quality of these is anything like my GMT, you know, I've kind of, my eyes have been opened to Tag Heuer. I mean, I stupidly wrote them off with a kind of snobbery of my own that I wasn't even aware that I had, and I just dismissed the brand. But you know, I am aware their advertising leaves a lot to be desired recently, and you know, certain models in the 90s were a bit kind of, you know, a bit questionable. But you know, there's really nothing wrong with it. That looks pretty promising, you know. So anyway, of course, there's lots more adverts in the business section for wristwatches, of course, no surprise. But anyway, I'm going to catch up on my newspapers. Broadcasting will now carry on as usual. I'll just be this side of the pond. I've got some new brands just emailed me asking for reviews, which I'm really excited about. I'm not going to mention any names yet, but there's so much to look forward to. So I think I'm going to do the review of this first, and then at some point I will review the Navitimer as well. So much to do here. I've got a load of DIY. I've got to paint some of the house. I've got stuff in the garden to do. Later on I'm going to go shooting. I've got a bit of pest control, a little bit of a vermin problem I have to get on top of. You know, it's such a different life to New York City, but very, very glad to be back. Anyway guys, so normal programming will commence after this video. So thank you very, very much for watching. Please stay tuned for the full reviews and so much more. Got some really cool sartorial stuff from London, which I think you guys are really, really gonna like. If I have time, I'll probably, you know, I'll pop down to Jermyn Street, Bond Street, do a little bit of retail therapy, I think. And of course I'll share it with you guys. So anyway, stay tuned, so much more to come. And of course I'm going to be Christmas here, which will be pretty interesting to share, I think. I might even take the camera along with me shooting one day or something. Okay guys, I'm going to wrap it up there. Thank you very, very much for watching. Please remember to like this video if you enjoyed it and found it useful, and I'll definitely catch you in the next one. Okay, ciao.